Hi, welcome to the Gymbox. I'm Chrissy. I'm excited to have you here. Today is a more gentle version of beginning yoga. So if you've been working out really hard this week, you're going to love this practice. Let's get started. Bring your hands to heart center and close your eyes. Find a comfortable seat, so if folding your legs underneath you in this pose, hero's pose, is uncomfortable, uncross your legs and come to easy pose. Feel your sits bones root down towards the earth. And as you root down, feel the torso lift with your next inhalation. So continue to do that, rooting down through the hips, the sits bones, and lengthening the torso on an inhale. Feel the spine lengthen with every inhale, and on every exhale, let the sides of the body melt down towards the floor. So as we come into this practice, we're using Ujjayi pranayama. So feeling your breath inspire the awakening of the spine, the awakening of the rib cage, the shoulders, the hips. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, you can do that now with your hands at heart center in Anjali Mudra. Anjali Mudra is a gesture or a seal so that it evokes this feeling of positivity. So go ahead and open your eyes. If you've ever received a gesture that brings a negative feeling to the situation, this is the exact opposite. So mudras are wonderful to practice in yoga. Let's begin with our hands to the earth, our knees back, and just start wiggling out the spine, moving the body around until you can find a comfortable spot in tabletop. So looking down at your fingers, spreading them wide, feeling the pads of your fingers firmly pressed, feeling your knuckle pads. So you really want to feel, sometimes we press the fingertips down and then the knuckles lift up. So you really want to feel the knuckles press down into your mat. So you want to create this wide base of support. You want to feel the muscles of the forearm support your wrists. So on an inhale, draw your heart forward, tailbone goes back. And then exhale to pull the belly button towards the spine and let the head hang heavy. Again, so draw the heart forward, start moving with breath, and then exhale, round through the spine, lift, and create space in your shoulder joints. And then exhale, neutral. Inhale to draw the heart forward. And when your back is in a neutral position, start exhaling. Continue to exhale as you come to a neutral spine. And then on an inhalation, walk your hands forward a couple of inches, shift your weight forward, and then exhale. Tuck your toes, and we're going to stretch through the feet. So even put some firm pressure into your mat and push your hips back into your heels. This feels good, especially if you've been wearing shoes all day, right? So just really loosening up the fascia, the muscles of the feet, so that once we get into some standing poses, which we won't do a lot of standing poses today, but you want to feel the feet relax. And as we go through some of the balancing poses, probably one or two today, we want to feel like there's no pressure, no tension in the feet whatsoever, because tension in the feet can affect the whole rest of the body. So we're going to move through a flow here as we come forward on an inhale. And then we're going to round through the spine, exhale and sit back. Inhale to a neutral spine, soften the elbows as you come up, and then exhale, round the spine, sit back. One more time. So inhale, bending the elbows as you come forward. Once you're fully into that modified plank, straighten the arms, and exhale, tuck the tailbone. Rotate your head so the head's not touching the earth. Rotate the head so you can look right under your left arm, and then other side. And then just move side to side, so feel just a slight lateral stretch. Good. And then let's come forward, bending the elbows as we come forward, and then straightening the arms, tucking the toes, tucking the tailbone, and then shift your weight into down dog. Bicycle through the heels. Start moving and settling into the pose. So you want to just start kind of wiggling into the pose instead of coming to a place and just stopping and holding. We're going to just kind of unwind the body with breath. So let's look at your hands. Come forward with the knees down. Inhale, exhale, let's come to the forearms. Inhale to draw the heart forward, arms are parallel. Exhale to shift the hips all the way back. So child's pose, balasana pose. Inhale, draw the heart forward, walk the knees back, and exhale this time to just lower all the way down. So yoga is about really listening to your body and making any adjustments that you need to. So if we're in a plank and it feels better for you to come to your forearms, honor that. Come to your forearms at any time. All right, so we're inhaling into Sphinx pose now. So feel your forearms firmly press, fingers spread. Inhale here, and then exhale. Release your elbows out wide. And then take your right hand, make a fist, place your chin on that fist, and reach back for a quadricep stretch. So if you don't have the ability to grab the foot, don't worry. Just reach towards that foot, or if you have a towel or something to help bring the leg closer to you, you can use that. And release that leg, other side. Releasing the ankle, take hold, place the chin or the forehead on your fist, and release down. Take the hands right by the heart and push off from knees on an inhale, on an exhale, sit back in a child's pose. Inhale to come forward, draw the heart forward, exhale to tuck the tailbone, sit back. If it feels better to tuck the feet, you're welcome to do that, tucking the toes and releasing the feet a little more, or just keep the feet down. Inhale to draw the heart, and then exhale, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, come all the way forward, really root through the hands. We're preparing for down dog. Tuck the toes and exhale. Nod the head yes. Yes to feeling better in the body. Yes to connecting with your breath. And then looking to the hands, start walking towards the hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, flat back, reverse swan dive. Inhale, reach extended mountain, and exhale, hands to heart. Extended mountain is a great energizing pose, so really feel that energy come into the body as you inhale and reach, and then exhale, float the arms wide. Inhale to a flat back, monkey pose, belly in, exhale and fold. Soften the knees, releasing the back, and push down to lift up. Inhale to reach, extended mountain pose, feeling taller as you reach through the fingertips, and then exhale, hands to heart. Feeling more energized? Let's keep moving here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, full open dive. Pull the belly in. Create more space for your fold. Let the head hang heavy. Bend the knees last time for a half sun salutation. Inhale to reach. Exhale, hands to heart. And inhale all the way up to the sky. Exhale, let's dive and move back to the floor. So inhale to your flat back. Hands can be placed anywhere that's comfortable. Take your hands to the earth and walk back. Let's have a seat back in hero's pose. Hands to your thighs. Close your eyes. Reconnect with your breath. So part of getting started in a yoga practice is really connecting to your breath. So keep your eyes closed and just notice if there's a full inhale, a full exhale. There may be a longer inhale and a shorter exhale. We want to try and keep the inhale and exhale even at this point. No beginning and no ending. Sometimes when we slow down this much, there's a lot of thoughts that can come into the mind, and you can just allow them to come, acknowledge them, and then just come back to your breath and body. This is all a practice, so don't be hard on yourself if you lose focus. Hands to heart, inhale, open up the eyes as the arms go up to the sky. Big reach, and then exhale. Let's take the hands back behind us, and then fold at the hips. So if this was uncomfortable for your knees, you could take a pillow, a bolster right under the hips and widen the feet. So we're coming forward, and just find a spot where you feel the back open. That may be where your head comes to the floor, it may not. So feel the scapula separate and breathe underneath those shoulder blades. And let's walk the hands forward. Let's try out that downward facing dog again. So inhale and exhale to settle in. If it's too much of a stretch, bend the knees or even go to child's pose. And also you can tuck the tailbone if you're getting too much of a stretch. Nod the head yes and no. And then look to the hands again. Hop, step, or jump up to meet the hands, and then take a full inhale, shoulders to hips, exhale and fold. Bend the knees, reverse swan dive, inhale to reach, and exhale, hands to heart. Awesome, how are you feeling? Good? Okay, one sun salutation. If you're new to this, we'll go really slow. If you're familiar, see if you have this sense of rushing the sun salutation. If you do, give yourself a step back in that anxiousness. Try and come back into slowing down the movement as much as you can, and to feel that full open stretch that this practice provides. So here we go. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky. Belly lifts in and up, and exhale, float your body forward. Inhale to a flat back. Keep growing the body with breath, lengthening the spine, and then hands to the earth. Take your time stepping back. Knees come to the earth and bending the elbows. So firm up your grip, support yourself. If you drop quickly to the floor, that's okay. Take your belly down, roll the shoulders, little pressure into the earth as you lift into a spinal extension. Tops of the feet press into the earth, and then exhale, press down onto your shins, tops of the feet, knees, hands, and sit back. So as you come to child's pose, just reflect on that movement. Wiggle out the spine if it feels good. If you've found that yummy spot where it's just like nice and you want to hang out there, great. Hang out there for a few breaths. On an inhale, drawing your torso forward, and on an exhale, tuck the toes, and instead of coming to down dog, just start walking up to your hands. Inhale to a flat back, shoulders back and towards the hips. Exhale, fold your body. Bend your knees, press your heels down. Inhale to lift, full reach. If you feel lightheaded, look straight out in front of you. Open the eyes and focus. So sun salutation, love those. Brings heat. In yoga, we call that tapas, T-A-P-A-S. So let's turn long ways on our mats. And we'll finish off some of our standing poses here. So feet are in a nice wide stance here. Even in this stance, it's wide enough that you feel a slight stretch for your inner thighs. So hands back to heart again. It's lovely to bring our hands to heart. It reminds us that we're coming from this place in our practice of loving, accepting, nurturing our bodies. So if we're up here in our heads, it's more of a competitive space to hang out in. We're comparing. So we get to let go of competition and comparing and come to our heart. On an inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, heels are in, toes are out. Exhale and come down, sweep the floor. You may feel some popping in the hips, in the thighs, and as long as it doesn't hurt, just keep moving through. Probably with a few breaths, you won't feel that popping as much. If at any time you feel pain, it doesn't feel right, back out of it. Ask your body if it can provide a different option for you. That goes for any pose. Sometimes there's that muscular, I guess you could call it pain. It could be, for example, in this pose, goddess pose. So there's no pain in the joints, but eventually the muscles are going to tire. And that's a wonderful thing to create in our muscular body, is feeling that sensation of wanting to back out a little bit, but instead, when we're feeling that, we hang out there. We allow that strength to take place in the body. And the beautiful thing about this practice is that we can feel that intrinsic strength, but also feel the subtle body, the softness of the body, hugging and nurturing that strength that we're building. Take an inhale to reach, rotate the body over, and then on an exhale, float your hands down and let's come into a lunge. So if this high lunge is too intense, drop your back knee down. We are walking our hands up that front thigh. If you're on a really hard surface, you can come off of the mat, fold the mat, or put a blanket underneath that back knee, and then you've got that support for the knee. Tuck the back toes, and then shift your hips forward until you feel a nice stretch for the hip flexor on the right side. On an inhale, let's get a deep psoas stretch, so we're reaching up to the sky. Inhale here, and then exhale, gate pose. So shift your weight back, and then flex your toes, but move through the ankle. So keep the toes flexed, but move through the ankle. And then one of our first standing balancing poses is a crescent lunge. So you lift back knee if you choose to. You can also keep it down. And that right quadricep contracts and lifts the knee up. We feel isometric contraction as we pull the feet together. And you can support yourself as you come up by pressing off of the left thigh or just using all core strength to provide that lift in the torso. Feeling softness in the shoulders and in the face. Even wiggle your fingers. Even if we're creating this long reach,
and lots of energy through the fingers, it shouldn't feel tense. It's more of a excitement through the fingers. That positive energy. Everything we do with our hands in yoga, again, evokes that positive feeling. Releasing the hands down, and then let's spider walk the fingers to the middle of your mat. Inhale to a flat back, exhale to fold, and then bend the knees and then just move your torso from side to side. My style is a little bit more flowing, vinyasa style. There's many styles of yoga, and some of them you're holding poses, and there's poses, let's come up, that follow a certain series. Exhale, hands to heart. So this is just a different, more of a flowing type of style of yoga. So we're gonna go to the other side. On an inhale, come up, and then exhale, let's go right back into that high lunge. Find out where that fold is on your mat if you've moved your mat in that way, so that you can place the other knee down on that soft spot. If you've moved your blanket out of the way or whatever, grab that again so you feel comfortable with the back knee, since we're here for a little while. So inhale, let's come up slowly and just shifting your hips forward until you feel that nice stretch for the psoas. Inhale, reach up towards the sky and use your right hand to press into the thigh if you would like more extension in the spine. Feel your breath. Inhale to reach, exhale, gate post. So coming back, and what generally happens is the right hip pulls forward to release sensation. So what we're going to practice is pulling the right hip back until we feel a stretch, but we're not overstretching at the hamstring attachment on that right side. So what we can do is, you remember those bicycles, to stop you have to back pedal. You want to feel that with your hips. So if you want to slow the movement, the stretch, or back out of it a little bit, you can always come forward, but you can also tuck the hips under, and then you feel like there's that sensation of stopping the deepening of the stretch. So do that right now with the right under the glute. So tuck under slightly and then pull back from there. Now flex and point a little bit through that ankle, flex the toes. And let's come up to one of two. Let's do two standing balancing poses today. So right knee over front ankle and tuck back toes and lift the knee or not, and leave that knee down. Feel the feet pull together, which will lift the hips just slightly. You're feeling more of the pelvic floor muscles, pelvic muscles, abdominals hug in to support the lift. You can press off the right thigh or not and come up and balance. So we practice balance in yoga not only for physical benefits, but for mental benefits as well. So balancing the time that we give ourselves in thought and without thought. Yoga is a nice time to give the mind a break from all the thoughts we think outside of our practice. So see if you can clear your mind and just feel the stillness of the pose. Even though there's a lot happening here, there's still that sense of stillness in the pose. Take an inhale. See if you can take your breastbone a little bit higher towards the sky. The scapula hugs underneath the heart. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Good. Release the back knee. And let's take that front leg and bring it in towards to meet left leg. And then if the mat's folded, let's straighten the mat back out. All right, so ready for the last standing balance pose? I know you're so excited for it. Let's go into that now as we just extend the legs and roll up the spine nice and slow. Shake out the arms, roll out the back shoulders, and then find your balance on your right foot. So spread the toes wide. If you are super sensitive to balancing poses, you might want to go to a wall for this one. So we just reach back the left toes and bend the knee, and then just see if we can find the foot. Okay, you may just want to stay here. You can also extend the right arm. So just give yourself a little bit of a kick. Nothing big here. And release. Other side. So shift your weight to left foot. Right toe goes back. You may just want to be here. It may look more like this, just barely lifting the back toe. You might have to tap down a few times. That's fine. So just start moving into a point where you feel challenged. In yoga, we work on honoring where we're at and finding our edge at the same time. So again, it's a balance. It takes time to find that. Good. Release down. Inhale to reach. Awesome standing work. I spent more time there than I had planned, but that's okay. Sometimes it works out that way and it's perfect. So let's just move some flesh out of the way and then just round through the spine. Take your hands to the tops of the shins and then exhale to draw your heart forward. Inhale to round. Exhale to sit up nice and tall. We're inspiring some strength in the belly right now. So feel that contraction. Ice cream scoop out your belly. That's my new word for the week to describe that sensation of what we call Uddiyana Bandha in yoga. So I really like thinking of that. Think of the shape of an ice cream scoop and scoop out your belly. Feel the belly button pull to the spine and then sit up. Awesome. Rolling all the way down. So we're ice cream scooping out the belly, and you just go as slow as you can. If at some point you just have to drop, that's okay. Just take your time. If you even need the support of the thighs, take hold of the thighs. This is all about taking baby steps into getting stronger. Sometimes we can get stronger quickly. Sometimes it takes baby steps. So reach long, two equal and opposite directions, and then take the knees in one at a time and rock side to side. If you'd like to close the eyes, you're welcome to, or you can keep them open. And then giving yourself a big hug. So hug the knees in, and we're going to finish off with a little bit more abdominal work. So just hold in and then see if you can take the hands away. Hands come back to shins and lower. So we'll inhale while we're down here, and then on the lift we exhale, hug in, carve out the belly, ice cream scoop out the belly, and take the hands away. Good. Hands to the shins, roll the back down, spine, head, and one more time. So take that inhale, exhale, lift the body. If you need more, you can extend the legs. They can be as bent or as straight as you need them to be. Hold and breathe. Knees come in, give yourself one more big hug, and release down. Feel the abdomen lengthen as you reach into equal and opposite directions, and then hands come right by your sides. All right, walk your knees up and tuck your tailbone. So imprint your lumbar spine to your mat. One leg goes up, other leg goes up. Now you can do this against a wall. So you can take your mat over to the wall and then place the legs up the wall and just feel the blood come down from the legs. We use inversions in yoga to balance the body. It's also very good and healthy for the circulatory and lymphatic system. So much information on the internet. You can learn about the benefits of yoga. If you're dealing with a certain kind of health issue in your life, there is books and resources out there that have specific yoga poses that can help ease the condition you're dealing with. So just start to move those ankles around, toes, and then bend your knees in. And then we're moving into Shavasana, corpse pose. If you feel like you need to do another pose or two to get more comfortable, in corpse pose you can, like a spinal twist, letting the knees fall from side to side. You can do that now with me. And then walk the feet out wide, and then walk the legs out so they're extended. Palms up to the sky, and just allow yourself this time to feel integration. Close the eyes. Soften all efforts. This is the time where you recharge your battery. When we go, 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 we don't stop and be still. Every once in a while, we go into a burnout state. So to keep that even energy, we come here to recharge. So slow everything down, your thoughts, your breath, and your body. I invite you to stay in this pose as long as you would like. Generally, we recommend 5 to 10 minutes in Shavasana. As you continue to lie in Shavasana, I am going to close class, but again, you're welcome to stay in corpse pose as long as you would like. If you'd like to work your way up, you can join me now in easy pose. So thank you so much for being here, for practicing in your body, practicing balance, and I know that this practice will benefit you in your day. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Namaste.